At 1900 prompt, the door to first team common room opened and Coach Connors entered. He walked right over to She. There was so much information I just put it all up to the main servers. Here. Connors handed a slip of paper to She. That's the server. Share, username, and password. It's all read-only so you can't damage anything. Have at it. Thanks, we've been waiting for this all day, she said and placed the note in her pocket. Alright everyone, listen up. Tomorrow is your first day of classes. You are to report to the main classroom that's labeled First Team. You all know where that is? We do, Darkspeed answered. Your teacher for the next 6 years is Miss Waldron. Listen to her like you would me. You don't teach the classes? Midas asked. I teach your late afternoon classes, and Miss Waldron teaches your academics. When you meet her, you'll see why I recruited her. You've recruited our academic teacher? Bioforce asked. I'm responsible for everything. Everything that concerns you six becoming a superhero team. There is nothing about your education, your diet, your physical training, your sleep patterns, even your internet usage, which I monitor by the way, that's not my responsibility. I am your ultimate authority here. Everyone got that? We got it, Coach, Darkspeed said for everyone. Good. Be at your classroom at 0800. Any other questions? Yeah, during dinner we told the other students what we did to our dorm. They want to see it. Can we get a time when they can come in here? Virtuoso said. Connors smiled and sighed. He knew Virtuoso wanted to show off her handiwork. You can have your open house from 2000 to 2100. That's less than an hour from now. And I'll be here for it. Invite students and coaches. If they want you to do something for them, have them ask me then. And here's the list you asked for. Midas handed Connors some magazine clippings. This is stuff for the room? Yup, some circuit boards and stuff are harder to make than rocks and metal. Well, this isn't too bad. I'll get this stuff as soon as I can. Connors left and the team followed to spread the news, except She. She was out the door and on her way to the labs. IQ, Armory, Knight, and She poured over the material that Connors made available for them. I can't believe some of this stuff, She said. I'm reading about nanolenses that fit over the eye and provide an integrated heads-up display. They also enhance vision and help protect the eye from damage, Knight said. I've got nano batteries, something that could keep a power suit going for days, Armory said. I've got you all beat. I have plans for nanobots that can grow other nano structures in hours. If we got this running, we wouldn't need to keep bugging Midas, IQ said. He doesn't seem to mind, She said. No, not now, but when we start needing prototypes done every day and the structures keep getting more complex, he might. And if it gets too complex, Virtuoso may not be able to just beam information into his head. I put my vote that a nanofactory is priority 1, IQ said. After the others agreed, She remembered something to share. I almost forgot. Virtuoso and Midas redid our dorm. Connors gave permission for anyone to come in at 2000. That's in 3 minutes, Armory said. Then let's go. I'd like to see what they did, IQ said. Connors came down from his apartment and saw children loitering around the door to First Team's dorm. He walked past them and into the dorm common room. Bot, disable intruder alarms for 1 hour. Disabled, Reggie said. Connors walked past the 5 members of First Team that were waiting for some type of signal from him. When he reached the far side of the room, he simply sat on one of the couches. Can they come in? Darkspeed asked. You have 1 hour, Connors said. Soon, all the alphas and their coaches were in the room. Coaches came and sat next to Connors and talked. Alphas bounced room to room, looking at the art and style that were made that day. Even though Midas was congratulated by most everyone, he hung back from the groups that were moving. And just observing the people who moved by him, he noticed that 8th Team was having a hard time staying together. It was obvious there was tension there. He also noticed Glimmer and She forced smiles when they said hello. Their rivalry was still going at some level. Midas, can you come over here? Virtuoso called to Midas. Yes? What's up? Glimmer had a question for you. Your room is from the Hotel Maurice. That's not far from my home in Paris. Have you been to this hotel? Glimmer asked Midas. No, coming here was my first time out of the U.S. Are you French? No. Then why this room? Midas shrugged and just thought he should be honest. I thought it was pretty. Glimmer laughed the most feminine laugh. It is pretty. I just didn't think a boy would think so. The concrete walls we had in there are very much not home. I wanted the exact opposite for my room. After we do whatever we do here, I wanted something that was pretty and comfortable to come back to. A small place that was different from the rest of this place. I understand, Glimmer said, looking softly at the shorter boy. If our coaches agree to let you do this for our dorm, I want the same room. Once the hour passed, the alphas and their coaches began to leave. Connors was walking around the back of the common room talking on his earpiece. Once the last alpha had left, he ended his conversation and approached first team. Well, you made quite the impression on the other teams and their coaches. Each coach has given me the go-ahead to let you do their dorm, Connors said. Yes, Virtuoso said. However, I don't want this to interfere with your studies, so you can do them Saturday. That includes the main lobby room and the dining room. Can I enlarge the building? Midas asked. That would affect the rooms above you, specifically mine. But if I do that, we can put a skylight in for flyers to go in and out of. There is a skylight to come in and out of. Mine. Figure a way to do it without disrupting, and I'll think about it. Connor started heading for the door. Thanks for letting us have everyone in tonight, Virtuoso said. Just like one of your mother's gallery openings, Connor said as he opened the door. You know my mother? Not really. Everyone stick together as a group tomorrow. Good night. After vid phone calls were made, Olympian put a movie on the big screen TV. Midas sat on the couch next to Bioforce during the show. At some point during this, he placed his hand on the arm of the couch and moved it back and forth. It's hard to believe this is all real. It's even harder to believe I made it, he thought to himself. However he did it, he liked the end product. Midas was happy with what he had done.